Today, I am going to be answering questions that we've had right here on the YouTube channel in the comments. If you'd like a chance to have your succulent question answered and featured here on the YouTube channel, head over to succulentsandsunshine.com/question to enter in your question as well as upload photos of your succulents. The first question that we're going to answer today is from Anita. I have some succulents that get a lot of air roots. Is there a way to deal with these? I don't mind a few, but some are quite messy looking. So we have a post about aerial roots on the Succulents and Sunshine blog. And the reason why aerial roots form is one of two reasons generally. One, because it's not getting enough water, or two, if the environment is humid. So you can see here these little pink roots growing out behind this succulent. Now, aerial roots in and of themselves are not problematic, but they're not very attractive either. So one of the things that you can do is you can just cut them off or rip them off. You can remove them. Removing the aerial roots is not problematic, but if the succulent looks underwatered, then I would recommend watering your succulents more frequently or possibly just more deeply. If your succulents aren't getting watered very deeply, usually they'll form aerial roots as a way to try and reach out and grab water that's in the air around them. Now, the same thing happens when it's humid out. Your succulents will reach out with these aerial roots to get the water in the air around them. You can see this succulent right here is really plump and firm. It doesn't need more water. It is very well watered, but in this particular case, it was very humid in the room it was in. Now you can see here an example of some succulents that weren't getting enough water that also put out aerial roots to try and absorb more. So in this case, I would remove the dead leaves. I'd probably remove the aerial roots as well and make sure that I really am soaking the soil of this succulent and giving it water a little bit more frequently. Now, another thing that pops up is, do all succulents grow aerial roots? And the answer is no. Mostly it's succulents that have a stem, such as echeverias or sedums or kalanchoes. You don't usually see aerial roots on haworthias or aloes, though it's technically possible. It tends to not happen as much. So echeverias can get them, especially when it's humid, and then kalanchoes get them all the time. There are so many different kalanchoe varieties that get aerial roots just on their own. So you can always cut them back, but it's also not a problem to leave them there. Sedum rubrotinctum is a succulent that tends to get aerial roots pretty easily. You can also see just a few little divots here in the leaves. This was a slightly underwatered succulent, and so it did start to put off a few aerial roots, but you may find that there are a few succulents that will just get aerial roots no matter what you do. But again, you can leave them on. They're not problematic for the succulent, and it's also fine if you want to remove them. We have another great question here from Elegant Granny TV. She asked, what is the best soil mixture for succulents? This is one of my favorite questions because I think soil is often an overlooked part of growing succulents. So I found on a forum a long time ago a mixture for the perfect succulent soil. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that you can grow succulents in a variety of different soils, and this is not the only soil that will work for succulents. However, it is one of the best soils that I have used for indoor succulent growing, and I actually use it for most of my outdoor succulents as well. The recipe for this soil is 1 part pine bark fines, 1 part turfus, and 1 part crushed granite. And you can see here, this is what this soil looks like. Now, I have worked out with a wonderful seller, Bonsai Jack, to create this exact succulent soil mix, and he now sells it on his website. So you can buy this mix pre-bagged and ready to go, and it is amazing quality. Like I said, it's been one of the best things I have done for my succulents to keep them alive and healthy indoors. Now, the reason why this soil mix works is because it drains really well. So you can see it doesn't look like a traditional soil in that sense. And so a lot of people will get this and they'll think, oh, I need to, I need to add something more to it. I need to add more organic material. But the reason why this works is each of these components absorbs a little bit of water, but it drains really well. And succulents do not like to sit in a really soggy, wet soil. The other reason why this works is because it absorbs water almost immediately, whereas your traditional peat-based soils, they often repel water when they're totally dry, and it can be really hard to get water to soak all the way through to the center. The other reason why it works is because it is very porous. There's a lot of room for airflow, for the roots to dry out, and also for the roots to grow. So this doesn't get compacted really easily. So there's plenty of space for your succulent roots to spread out and establish themselves really well. Now, as I mentioned, this mix is available for sale in these exact quantities, but you can also make it yourself. Before I found Bonsai Jack, I was able to source these products from local stores and I put it together myself. But one of the things that's great about buying it from Jack is that everything is screened to about 1/4 inch particles. So you'll never have particles that are a lot bigger or a lot smaller. And this particle size is a really big part of what provides that nice airflow and space for the succulent roots to form. If you find that your succulents are frequently rotting or starting to turn yellow and kind of mushy, they're probably getting too much water, and it may actually be from the soil that you're using rather than just the quantity of water that you're giving them. Because a traditional potting soil doesn't drain out very quickly and tends to be problematic for succulents. So I highly recommend this mix if you are growing indoors and if you know that you have a tendency to overwater. I use it for about 95% of my succulents, and I absolutely love it. It can take a little bit of time for some growers to get used to using this mix, but it's such a good solution for your succulents long term. So initially, you may find that you have to water your succulents a little bit more frequently to give them the water they need, but then you can gradually cut back, and I have succulents that easily go 3 to 4 weeks without watering, and sometimes more. So it's not something that needs to be watered more frequently, but it does definitely help prevent your succulents from rotting. Hopefully now you feel more confident in handling aerial roots and knowing what type of soil to use for your succulents. I have links in the description for the post on aerial roots and on soil, as well as links to purchase the Bonsai Jack soil mix. Please let me know in the comments if you like this video format and if you want to see more of them. If you'd like to have your own succulent question featured, head over to succulentsandsunshine.com/question and enter in all the details there for a chance to be featured here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share it with all of your succulent loving friends, and I will see you next time.